welcome to PMA in the Bay. I'm your host, Heather Zero. These are my guests, Christina.
Positive mental attitude.
And Crack.
I like pancakes.
We're here talking about violence and positive mental attitude. And how do we, I know, it's a crazy idea, but how do we,
It's not really a crazy idea.
it's not? Right, okay.
No. Violence is very much so a part of our culture.
Right.
And even part of our punk rock culture. We're a nation of war, and punk rock really kind of reflects that and mocks it in a way, but is also really aggressive in so doing.
I mean, I'm a pacifist, except in the bedroom. That's
kind
about
of
as
man.
violent. That's about as violent as I
Yeah,
get.
we knew that.
Right on.
Thanks. But how do we combine our holistic lifestyle and keep our positive mental attitude when our culture and our interests rely excessively on the problems and the excesses of our lifestyles?
Well, I think you just answered that by living in the solution and seeking out ways of life that are in the solution. Meditation, yoga, running, playing in a punk rock band.
Right. I think of it sometimes like violent video games where, you know, these kids, they tell, or like heavy metal, like back in the 80s, like all the parents are up in arms, like, oh, it's violent video games, oh, it's violent music, and that's causing people to go and do these mass murders or these mass crimes. For me, when I like listen to like punk rock or aggressive metal or whatever, it's like, it's a release for me. It's an outlet. I don't go out and like start thrashing things and like beating people. I use the music as an outlet for those frustrations, and it's almost like a sedative for me. How do you feel about that?
I totally agree. Definitely, it's important to have healthy outlets for violence because it is a part of our culture and it's also just a part of human nature. So it's not necessarily something that you want to suppress. Finding alternatives to violence is also healthy, as well as healthy methods of expressing that type of aggression. So like music, thrashing, dancing, you know, that's really kind of like a healthier attitude rather than just going out and getting into a fist fight.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just try not to stress, and you know, when I'm having a hard day, I just let it roll off my shoulders and give it all up to our Dark Lord and Master Satan.
So just wrapping up, thank you both for
Wrap
joining
it up, kids.
me
Always
today
wrap it up.
in
Burning
this
flags.
back alley of the Mission District here in San Francisco
Our home.
on a glorious Sunday.
We love.
I really just want to close with asking a simple question, and that's, you know, what is something you do to promote your positive mental attitude, your PMA, on the daily to help, you know, just keep through and not, you know, go out and like commit a mass murder or whatever. Like besides like what we talked about listening to music, protesting, things like that. Do you have anything else for our viewers that maybe you could suggest for them?
Man, I pretty much just try to not be a dick as much as possible. Just don't be a dick. Like if I could leave you with any one piece of advice,
Don't be a bitch.
just don't be a dick. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I take herbs. I drink tea. You know, I usually
Yeah, I
start
love
my
your
day
teas.
off with like some rose, chamomile, fresh mint, and that just kind of helps me kind of level off my day. I think it's really important for me to start my day with like some really positive intentions. It just helps me. If I don't start my day with some positive intentions, you know, or do something nice, loving for myself,
Oh, totally.
then I quickly can just turn into kind of a, you know,
I
an unhappy
masturbate.
person.
I masturbate furiously and regularly.
Sex is healthy.
It helps.
Cool. So those are all great tips, and thanks so much, you guys, for being here with me today. I appreciate it so much.
Thanks for having me.
And this is PMA in the Bay and by the Bay, and keep it real, positive. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.